As Albert started, Kapap is a base principle system. So if Lenny is pushing me, and look, by locking his elbows, I will move his power so he cannot push me. Push. And even using only my hands this way, he cannot push me forward. Push all your power. And if you see, I can move him over me. And that's many times in Aikido or other systems they use. Same if I'm over here and he push, and I'm locking the elbow, and you see? So if Lenny grab my neck, and that's many times in defensive tactics, when he just come to me, you do like this. You don't let him even grab. In the pre-conflict, before you getting the conflict, you already try to prevent it. And this element of locking the elbows, that it could be also like with a hand lock if you do jiu-jitsu, we can do and understand also when we do, for example, shooting. Why in the Israeli we using locking elbows when we shoot? You can shoot like this, but Israeli style will lock the elbows up. And I explain, it's the same reflex. Put the finger in and get to shooting position. Now, if the elbows are not locked, and I'm running to Lenny from here with a knife. Now, the main idea, he tried to put bullets to my body in a very speed way, which I'll explain in a minute why. But take a look. If he shoot, the gun has a recoil. Now he shoot very fast, like 3 times. Pam, pam, pam. Third bullet is already up. So if he start here, he might miss me. To prevent it, you lock your elbow. So if you see now, if you lock your elbow and your wrist down, and also your shoulders, but you see, you stay on the target. See? And that's the same reflex now we use for shooting of locking of the elbows. And that's, again, the same principle, locking of the elbows. As I said, why we're using 3 or 4 or 5, and mostly when people ask me, how many bullets you put to an opponent before? 2, 3, until he fall down. You don't stop shooting until he fall down. That's your sense to stop. Because otherwise, he might run to you with a knife, and even you shoot him, he fall on you, and still is killing you. And even he's dead, he might fall on you, and still killing you. Now, the reflex that we want as a stop power is this one. I will ask Lenny to come forward and look. You see? You felt it? I did like a bullet, and if you see, it shrink you and make you go back. And that's the reflex that we want. If I do it slow, he can keep going, because he's a full contact guy, he can keep going. But if you do it fast, it shoots your body back. And that's the reflex that now we want, for example, when you lock, and that's why you must, in shooting, the Israeli way to lock your elbow. It don't mean that we shoot only this way. This is one tool. Sometimes you shoot like this. There's many ways to shoot. But that's another idea, as when you need to lock your elbow or when you don't. It can be, anything can be also against you or to help you. First of all, not to study martial art as a technique, to study it as a situational and awareness to what can be happen. It means if I'm getting hold like this, and I'm immediately doing like this, and I open my hand, and I kick his nuts, his reaction will come to give me a headbutt to my face. And also, he controls my hand by being here, like a grappler. So you don't want, when you do this, to go too much. If you stand like this and try to kick him, he's on balance. If the guy is on balance, he can lift his leg too and prevent me to kick him. That's why when you do it, hold me for a second, hold me strong. Okay, he's not a full contact, okay, but hold me strong and look. Just by stepping, I take him out of balance. Now, of course, I can also take him with me by holding him. Okay, so first move is to take him off balance. Second move, if he's going to be on balance, he can react too. He can punch you too. The first thing is to make sure he's on a situation that he cannot do nothing. He must be out of balance. Forward, or backward. You remember we talked about relative position. Relative position is later on not only how I can beat him, is also what he can do to me. So when we stand down in relative position, he's holding in my neck. I must, if I leave him work as he is, and I'm trying just to kick his groin, he can prevent me by lifting his knee up. He can also punch me or kick me or choke me or whatever. So the move I want is to take him out of balance. Once I take him out of balance, my other move will come immediately much more easy. And also, if he has 10 units of power and I have only 5, by putting him like this, he might using only 2. So I'm stronger than him. And that's what Jigoro Kano from Judo said. Put him in a position that he cannot use all of his units of force. So when Lenny is holding me, my first thing is to distract him and take his sensors down. It's like when I hit him like this, you see, I'm not trying to think, I'm trying to fish as many as technique as I can. If I try like to go like only like to punch, he might block. So I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just smack like this. And if you see, by smack like this, I go on the ears. I might also, if he's holding me more, I might hit him on the neck, and that's pain too, okay? And that's why in boxing, you don't hit over here, because you might kill him or knock him down. But in a street fight, there's no problem to hit him over here. So now I'm trying to get as much as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see? So I don't really think what I'm doing. And also, I hit the ears, I take his balance, and I also take his earring. Because you pick up, you smell in a fight, you test in the fight, even the blood, you test it. Some people shrink when they test blood. Some people get more excited when, and that's a good fighter. He's getting excited from blood. He's not shrink from blood. So when you come, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I even don't think, you see? I just throw and I put mask. So I'm trying to hit the sensor system. Ears, it will not hear, I will take him out of balance. And eyes. So if he has 2 long hands, I cannot do it, but look to his eyes. Look very careful and focus on the eyes. Take a look. He will close them, just because my hand, even if I don't need to touch them. Of course, if I can touch them, it's much better. That will make him definitely close the eyes. And why don't try to punch? Because I don't want to be slow. I want to do this. And you say I already attacked. And again, 2 points. I attacked up, destroy the sensors, and then hit the main sensor. And I can evacuate myself and escape. So situational awareness to what happened, plus relative position. When Lenny holding me, I need to understand the relative position between me to Lenny, 1 and 2 and 3. From here, I go like for a here. I'm trying again like the mask. I'm trying the elbow, elbow, elbow. If I can do traps, if I can do another trap. Then if you want to throw him this direction, this direction, this direction, okay? Or just go to his back and just throw him to this direction and evacuate yourself. And that's all relative position. Relative position is not only to do when he hold me, I can do like a butterfly. Okay? I can do a butterfly. Now, many times when people teach, for example, this move, they exaggerate. They take the hand here. But if you take the hand here, don't forget that this is also a human being. So when my hand here, he can shoot himself and choke you. Because that's the position for him, for a choke. So again, when he's holding me, I don't want to go up. I want to go small, small move. And if I take too much, he can put the mask to me and drop me down. You understand? So the relative position is how you work like the moon and the sun around him. What we see is a gyro. Now, the first move, it was like to destroy this sensor. The second, I tried to work on the elbows, either by straight them or by fold them. Because either you can straight or either you can fold. If you have another motion that you can do to the elbow, please show me. But that's the most logic. So when I'm doing this, I can smack on this and look, take him down. Of course, if I take him more deep, it will give me more. Biomechanic of the body. And we do it from this side. And that's where you start the stitching. The stitching, you see, starts from this motion. And even when I grab him over this, I can do it like grappler. But if he's strong, he will push me this, and I put him here. That's why I take him first to my body. Everything must be near to me. And again, if he's strong and he turns, I'll turn too. And that's relative position. Relative position is very important in a fight to understand and to explore. And only by play games, like Lenny hold me. You see? If you are a judo man, if you are not a judo man, you're aikido man or jiu-jitsu man. And again, if you see, I have the hand like this, I can take him like forward, or I can switch the hand and take him from here. Or if the hand is like this, and you had enough, you can take him from here and put a watch and take him down. And it's all gross motor skills. Why? Because more than 140 heart rate, your cardio is too high, and your logic, everything is shut down. So we try to work much more with gross motor skills. But it don't mean that you don't train your fine motor skills. To develop a good gross motor skills, you must have very good fine motor skills. And that's the truth. And all of those systems of keep it simple, they're very good. But remember one thing, don't keep it too stupid. You must understand what you're doing. When we're dealing with self-defense, and mostly with CQB, in the close quarter battle or combat, we need to remember the most risk is stairs, elevators, dark places. All of those places are the most worst places that you can find yourself getting attacked. Now, I want to explain a few rules, and we will start with a +1 rule. Everything you must assume. If you see somebody with a knife, assume that he has also a gun or a second knife. Never assume that this is the only thing you're going to find. Mostly if you're a law enforcement man, assume that if somebody, you come to approach to his car, he might have a gun to you. All the time approach with what we see as operational behavior. Now, you have a strong side, mostly again, it could be the guy that you carry your weapon. It could be the side that I'm a righty. So my strong side will be the strong side back. And what people used to call as the weak side, there's no weak side. There's a support side. This side support this side. Of course, if I have to sacrifice, if you come with a knife, I'll sacrifice this end rather than this end, because that end is much stronger in my vision, and also I can approach to the gun. It's the same happen in this situation. And now we simulate a situation inside an elevator. And we're having the door, you will get in, and the low +1, stop. So we come to an elevator, and look what happened. Wait a minute. When I'm in the door of the elevator, it could be I see somebody, and I don't like him. Or I have some suspicions. Low +1. If you're a woman, for example, you say, oh, sorry, my husband. Okay. So you keep going. Don't get inside. That's the pre-conflict. We have pre-conflict. This is what happened before, how to prevent the fight before. Then you have the conflict itself, like what happened now. We're inside the conflict. And the post-conflict. Even if you punch the guy, but he's bleeding on you, and you have HIV, for example, you get a problem. So that's why the pre-conflict, post-conflict are a part of the thinking about the conflict itself. What happened now, we got inside, and the elevator closed. Now we don't want, never, to give him our back and stand like this, because if he will surprise us with a punch, we get a problem. That's why we stand like this, and immediately we give him the side so we can react. And if the buttons of the elevators are over here, we want that we will be able to cover them, and even under assault, we can call to emergency, or we can block so he cannot stop the elevator when he's attacking us. So suddenly the guy that was Mr. Nice Man, low +1, is not Mr. Nice Man. And all the time we have yes man, no man, and maybe. Yes man is a good guy. No man, he say no. But many times, like in this situation, it's unclear. We have a maybe guy. Maybe he will attack, maybe he's not. So now we are in situation of maybe. So in maybe, we keep the buttons, we smile, we're nice. And the guy start with a baby. It's not like by us, and look what we will do. Okay? Again, we go to the point over here, okay, which is the trachea, and we push inside the trachea, 2 fingers, all the hand. I like 2 fingers because my fingers are not so strong. And by holding him to the wall, and I demo it for a second, by holding him like this to the wall, he can move my hand. And that's the thing that we don't want. Just step a little bit back. So I don't want him to move. If he moves, I want to be able to come with my elbow or my headbutt. So I want to be able to use this leg and also to prevent him from kicking me, or to use his balance if I need to escape, and also to escape back when the door opens. I can trust the door, but I cannot trust him. So from here, you go, either you lift him up or you take him down. And of course here, and many times, again, I do it one more time only, so I don't want him to move. That's why many times when I do it, immediately my headbutt go on his head, and you see, mask, eyes, okay? And then when the door opens, it's a safe situation for us, okay? Thank you very much. All right, we're getting a little bit to what we see as aggressive exercise, mop exercise, dealing with the mop psychologic, and aggressive assault. Now, that's more advanced technique, but it's still very important. I have 65 years old and even 72 years old people to do it. Now, how to do it safe, that's the big secret. And that's, you must, if you do those exercises, to remember safety, safety, safety. And you must be qualified instructor to do them. Now, Mary will demo to make it safe, because if I let her punch, it might slide and go to the face. That's why I don't want her to punch. I don't want her to win. Those exercises was not made to let you win. It's made to put you in a bad situation. So make sure that the students don't win. You must put him in a bad situation. If she is too strong, I can give her to hold the ball like this or like this to make it more difficult for her. I can tell her to jump with the ball like 10 times, touch the floor and touch the feet. Can you demo one time? Yeah, and okay. I can do squat. I can let her do sprints to erase her cardio and make her less strong. But if she's 72, don't do it. Start immediately the exercise. Now the exercise is built very simple. She has to kick, and she can kick any kick that she wants. Forward, backward, side, and the pads are moving actually what also called a line training, because we stay on the same line. And now they will start, for example, to bump, and let her feel like a crowd assaulted by 2 people. You want to kick, but you don't get it. You know, his friend is pushing you, is pulling your t-shirt. And take a look now. Try to hit much more strong and bump her much more strong. Good, good. And now do the matador. The matador, when she wants to kick, he's moving back. The matador, that's it. The matador, you move back. Many times when you want to kick the guy, the bad guy is moving. It's not a kicking pad, he's moving. So take a look and make her much more hard life now. Go. Hard life. Bumper. Good. Bumper. Good. Bump. Bump. Move. Matador. And close on her. Close on her. And time. 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 It means stop. And take a look what we're going to do now. Stop for a second. Get more dynamic and start a circle training, which is the next training for accordion training. And instead of line training, now we attacked circle training. So wait 1 minute and we'll start. Let's go again. We do again, but this time we circle Mary, and you take the ball, please. And this time the mop training or the aggressive training, we circle around her and take a look. When I will scream close, you close on her. Close her inside the circle. And now if you take her to this corner, I say corner, take her to the corner. You have to resist. If they take you to the corner, push her to the corner, you will have to do 2 push-ups. So let's say that they take you to the corner, you will have to give 2 push-ups. And time, give 2 push-ups. Okay? So you go, 2 push-ups. Now, many times, people that teach, this is original from the Lotar school in the Israeli army, they used to jump over the circle. That's wrong. That's not giving you the goal. That's an unsafe thing, because when you jump, you can hurt yourself or your friend. We also don't want them to open a gate inside, because if you open the gate and you're outside of the mop, you don't have any more mop training. We want to explore mop training. That's why it must be hard, and it must be that you are under a mop training. So when you're ready, we'll start to kick in. Circle around. Ready? Go. You can give her matador and bump. Don't be nice. Go, go. Punch. Move. Good, good. Push her. Good. Push. Bump her. Close. Corner. Go to the corner. Corner is over there. Corner is over there. Guys, corner. You bring her to the corner. Good. Open. Keep kicking. Matador. Bump. Corner. 2 push-ups. 2 push-ups. There's no mercy when you teach those exercises. And go. Bump. Where are you guys? Bump. 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 Line up. Line up, everyone. Put the medicine ball. Go.
You fucking bitch! Oh, you better give me some. Let my bitch at home. Huh? Come on. You think this is fucking
Good.
right? Give me that shit. Give me that shit. Come on. Come on, bitch.
If you
Come
see
on.
now,
Let's go.
under the stress,
You think this is a game? Shit. Shit. Come on, bitch. Come on. You better give me some.
and time. Good. How's that feel, Mari? Good. Okay, the idea is to put you under the stress, erase your adrenaline, under high cardio, and also verbal attack. Don't come and attack without verbal attack. Many people shrink just from the verbal attack. And if you see, you could put her to the ground. You could put her, for example, in a rep position, because that's what we're training. We're training self-defense. We are not training now for sports. That's why you will be attacked on the worst time that you want. It's never when you want. When you're sick, you come back from the doctor, you open your car in the parking spot, or you open the garage. That's why situational awareness, operational thinking, all of those things are the things that will save your life or not. And very good exercise, and thank you for all. This is a mop training. The next technique, it's a takedown, and we will start with airplane face down. Now, many times we're facing security, like I can be a bouncer or a security guard, and somebody come, he's facing me, and I tell him, don't come in. Two bouncers coming from the side and trapping his hands. On the same time, of course, he can kick me, but to prevent it, and also to neutralize him, a third one will come from the back, from the knees, lift him up, and is neutralized. We do it again, please. And I just want to show another idea. Many times, as a resting technique, this will be a resting technique. The most common arresting techniques in the Israeli police is this one. You take the hand inside and the elbow, and again, if you see the element of the elbow as we work to open the choke. And then tap him here. This is for resting, or now we do the airplane. Now, I don't want you to do, I just want to show we can do it also as a law enforcement when you have to do like undercover work and take somebody like a suspect from a different situation that you don't want him to get to his gun, you don't want him to be able to go to his gun. It could be that the guy is a suicide bomber and you don't want him, so you want immediately, if it's a suicide bomber and the bomb is here, you want the bomb to touch the floor. So immediately we'll lift him and put him to the floor. But now we don't deal with the security. I just want to give the basic idea of airplane face down. So let's get ready again. And 1, 2, 3, and we go. And if you are law enforcement, now when you run to the car, if the guy starts to kick or bite or whatever, watch out not to kick him too hard. But you can take him from here, from the 2 points under the mandibula, and it's called the cavity. And you see, can you fight me? Okay, so this is another, like to go to another vital point, and I use now the vital point again, like to take him and lift him forward. Now I do it one more time. This time when I say 1, we will do it in a 1 motion, okay? So do you smoke?
No.
Good. Why you don't smoke? What is this one? Good. And 1, go. You see, I can naturalize him by, for example, put flash to his face, put a strong light to his face, smack him to distract him, and immediately to grab him. It could be a pepper spray and immediately grab him and lift him up. It could be hooligans in a football place. It can be for many scenarios of we need to take somebody or arrest somebody with a high risk and immediately deliver him out from the area. So go back, and if there is airplane face down, it must be that there is airplane face up. So watch for 1 second. As we said, there is a takedown, airplane face down. Let's do airplane face up. Now again, the bouncer or the security guard, it could be like for a big party and you don't want to fight immediately in the sense of the party. So the guy say don't move, but this guy is aggressive. So there are 2 bouncers in the side, and 1 minute. So there's the 2 bouncers in the side, and what I will do, I will give him a mask and take him like this immediately. And if you see, I cover the eyes, I take him from the philtrum point, and I take him down, support his head, and I hold him. On the same time, you will approach, okay? So you will say, stop, don't come in. He's fighting. And immediately, we turn, take the guy, and let's go forward. And the guy is out from the scenario. And this is, again, a takedown doing by a few security person. And that's why you can use those techniques for many reasons and many ideas. But I start only now with airplane down, airplane up. And I'm going to demo a few more applications for airplanes. Thank you. Again, I come, bump the guy down. Once he's down, kick his groin, drop, step. You can immediately give him a few like those. On the same time, you punch a few times or smack, trap the hands, and lift them up. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is just to show that the power comes from my legs. Now, all I need is to break them or break them forward, and I hold them. Sorry.
Good.
It's a very rough technique. Okay, again, from a security point of view, there's a suspect, and we can see something over here, or I suspect that he have a weapon on him, and I can go and just do a pass-by and feel, and either he carry a gun or a cellular, or he's very happy to see me. Now, as a security, and I'm guarding the place, I must assume, rule +1, that the guy might carry a weapon. Now, as a security guard, I'm going to fall you down, so I'm going to throw you down. Again, like the guy fall down. If you don't want to be nice, because, you know, sometimes in the security you cannot be nice to people, but it's your choice if you want to be nice or not, okay? And once you go again, and you see you can smack, hit, grab the hand, and grab the hand, and you see, I put him again over here. Now, when I'm coming here, they are not so flexible, and I don't want to hurt them, but you see, I will move to this side and step on your face. Please move them to the other side. Good. Now, if you see, I put my leg already here, and let me turn you a little bit. Good. If you see, I put my leg here, and I will drop this hand over here, and the other hand over the first hand. Okay? And if you see, I'm very tight to him, I keep him very tight, and from here, I hold him with here, getting the gun, And also, if I need to use the gun, you see, I'm holding the guy. So this is another way that I can use it as a bodyguard, as a VIP man, for many other scenarios. Okay? By the way, it's not for me. I didn't hit him. He's married. Again, I take somebody different and take a look. Once the guy falls down, once you cross the hands and you take one hand, second hand, you hold him. You can control him, you can break. And look, when I move to the side, the first thing I must make sure is that his head is not looking to me. Because if the suspect looks to me, it's very bad. You can give him ideas what to do. So the first thing is turn the head, and I'm over here. So from here, there's a few things. If, for example, I'm as a VIP man, and I took him down, turn the head, good. And you see, I hold him, and I can perform a VIP technique. If I need to arrest the guy, again, from here, I'm going down. If by many police stations you cannot go on the head, so you go over the shoulder. And then the second leg. And you see, the neck is safe. So if your curriculum is not allowed to go on the neck, go on the shoulder. Drop one hand. If you see, by drop it this way, you cannot move it. See? Second hand, and immediately I hold it. Now, if you look about the hands, they'll get red. And I can hold him a little bit when I'm talking to him. Put the handcuff to him. If I need to search him, I can turn him the way that I did. But before I leave him, I will a little bit put his hands to be numb. You feel it? Mm-hmm. Good. So, you see, when I want to get up again and to turn him, put my leg, turn, push, and I can do the search. And use my gun or my handcuff or whatever I need. Again, another idea for security personnel. Many times we want to arrest people, we don't have handcuff, or we have to arrest, it's riots, and you have to arrest like 50 people, and you don't have enough handcuff, and you just need to deliver them from the situation to another place. They're not so much dangerous criminals, they just break the law. And there's a one very fast system that you move the hand, bring your hand under, trap, grab, and you can arrest the guy. Now, if you want just to drop him down, you just keep to drop down. And again, you can use it for self-defense many times. People do this and trap you here, and immediately, you see? I put a mask and I play with it. But it's a good to know. All you need is to move this, get under, very deep, and trap. And it's the same like takedowns, but this is more for security personnel. In this DVD, we're not targeting only security personnel. Kapap Academy was open actually more to civilians in the last years, and I'm going to demo a few more applications for civilians. Again, I'm going to demo, if the guy tried to step forward, by holding him on this point, he cannot. And when you use it as a mask, you can drop him down very easy. Now, the main idea of the mask, it can come, again, from the front. It could come from the sides. So if the guy choking, for example, you can use this, and take him back with the mask. And all of those techniques are techniques that based on the filtrum point. Now, the next one is going to be based on the nailing. The nailing you already see, but it's like, and you take him all the way to the ground, and you just shrink the body, and you feel your body don't want to fight, and it shrink, it shut you down. You can take him down, you can nail him even stronger to the ground, and it's very good for self-defense, the nailing and the filtrum point. Two very important pressure points. Gun disarming. Many times when we try to demo gun disarming, we're assuming things that might not be happen in a self-defense situation. Many times you will have to face more than one gun. Maybe on the same time I have two guns pointing to me. Maybe I have one gun in the back, one gun in the front, one gun in the side, one gun in the front. And before I go to gun disarming, because in Kapap Academy, and definitely in those DVDs, I work only the basic ideas for the level 1. Mostly the Kapap Academy technique are very secret and only for our students. So I will try to demo first thing what we call the field of fire. And the field of fire is the most important value thing that you need to calculate when you do gun disarming. As long as the gun is pointing to me, I'm in the field of fire. And why field of fire? Because if this is a shotgun and I move it like this, you're still in the field of fire. If I have two guns, you move this one, you're still having this one on you. So you must calculate a lot of things when you do gun disarming. When I move it, if I move it to the floor and it's a concrete and there is a ricochet that back to you, if you move the gun and your VIP man like is over there, so you might point it to a good guy or to your partner if you're a police officer. So it's very important to know what is the field of fire and also to control the field of fire. Now I have two guns on me, and when you think I'm moving and I'm doing anything, please shoot me, okay? So ready? Boom, boom. If you see, by just moving the gun and control it, I made sure that both of them are get shot, you see? And that's actually the first move, to control the field of fire. I know where the field of fire is going. And that's why Israeli point shooting is also very important. It's not Weaver. I don't need to use the sights. I can move, and I know exactly where I'm going to be pointed. And it's very important not only to shoot another guy. It's also important because I have a control about the field of fire. I have the awareness situation that I know exactly where this gun is going to be shot and what will be the react. If I'm in the airplane, I want the gun to go down because all the suitcases are in the stomach of the airplane. If I shoot the top, it's not so safe. It's better to make it sure that the point go down. It's better that the point don't go to a good guy. So let's do it again. I'm here, and please don't shoot me. First move, you parallel the guns. Second move, I will do scooping technique. So 1, 2. And now I have another problem. He might come back to me. Don't come back too much. I will have to kick you, okay? So when he's here, I have his problem. So immediately, if you see the finger is trapped, I will move the finger in, you see? And I will turn him, break the finger, take the gun, drop him over there, and using both of you to shield, to block each other. I want you to block each other, because I don't want one ear and one ear, same like the accordion. I want now to calculate and to use the idea of the shield to use you for this, okay? And that's, for example, it's not a gun disarming yet. I'm just training to control the field of fire. Now please put the gun one in the back and one in the front, okay? And the same thing, my hands will be here. If the gun is up, my hand will be up. If my hands are, the gun is down, my hands are there. Don't put it like this because it will make your shoulder to be stuck and you cannot react so fast. Be here, same like you're boxing, and be relaxed. You have to wait for the timing. Now, when you think I'm moving, you say boom. Boom. Good. See? First move. Second move. The gun is already in my hand. See? And I have one gun, and then again, I'll drop you, and I do this one. So first of all is to be able to get out of the field of fire. And if you see, I try to see what hand I hold the gun, and immediately see how I move the field of fire? But I have still a problem with this gun. So when I do this, I better go like deep to him and take both of you out of balance. Because if I don't take you out of balance, you might react. And that's the first point of controlling the field of fire. And that's why I demo it only with 2 guns this time. The next time, I'm going maybe to demo with 3 guns or 4 guns or 5 guns. And the Kapap Academy technique, we can disarming 5 guns both times, okay? But I'm not going to teach it in this DVD. So thank you very much, and we keep going. Many times, for example, mostly in the Israeli army, it's a very, very old exercise and definitely not to be used. It's used in some other Israeli martial arts. We don't use it. It's a very deadly exercise to the guy that do it. When you do this one and you want to punch the guy, okay? The problem is that his reaction will be to step back because everyone afraid. If I do this, people afraid. They don't want to get hit. It's a natural reflex of healthy people. Unless they're dead, they will not react. But every normal live person have a reflex. When you do this and you step to punch, all he will do is to retain the gun back, retain the gun. And you back yourself actually to the field of fire. Now, when we train gun disarming, we will need to understand that he will train retaining the gun. So we do it again. And when I'm doing this, you retain the gun. And again. So every time when you do this move, you need to understand that I'm doing this, he's doing this. And now it's nice because he can smack too. Mostly if it will be me, I'll smack you very bad. So gun retention, when I do this, you pivot over there and smack and punch. And you see, immediately you're in a problem. So now you don't do nothing. You're a dead man, no reflex. And you can do whatever you want. But a live person, will it work? No. Because whenever I do this, he's doing this. Also, if I do this and I punch you slowly, I'm punching you, his reaction is to go back. He's afraid. And you get back to the field of fire. I succeed and I punch him. He's afraid. He falls down this time. And even he didn't mean to kill me, by me pulling the gun forward, I'm getting the misfire to my head or my body. It could be by doing this, you will cause a malfunction because the gun cannot, by recoil, it cannot inject the shell. But by holding like this, you create malfunction. But the first bullet go to you, and it could be the last bullet. So by doing this, it's dangerous. Okay? If I do the gun disarming, and I have the gun, and if you see also after I take the gun, I will retain it this way. Why? Because if you will try to take it, you have to pull my body with it. You see? Not like this, like this. Also, if I hold the gun like this, for a right hand, it's okay, because the shell is jacked this way. But if I go this way, now I block the shell to my body. So I'm causing a malfunction, actually. And that's why I must tilt it. That's why I must tilt it. With a plastic gun, any gun disarming will work. With a real gun, no. Many times when people approach a gun, they approach with two hands on the gun. No matter if this way, two hands on the gun, okay? And let's see what happened. When I have two hands on the gun and I'm trying like to push forward, but you will do a wrist work and an elbow work to pull back. So I'll use all my power. Ready? And again, you find yourself getting shot. Plus, you have the other hand to beat you, because two of your hands are busy here. So when you pull, he can smack you, and you're still in the field of fire. Now, two hands on the gun, it's a mistake, okay? Let's do it again. And take a look. If I go on the wrist and the gun, can you resist? Okay. And many times when we approach civilian, we need to think that they are not the most strong people in the world. So when I do this, it's enough. If I do this, it's enough. You see? And now, another common mistake, when people do this, they drop their body down and create this one for a kick or for pulling back. So we must do it that I have a good balance. I cannot drop like this. When I drop my legs like this, I can get kicked, and also I don't have the balance. Now let's do it slowly. I still do this motion, and I come forward. But this time, you'll get your head with the elbow. So coming close is also maybe not a good idea. If I change, I come over here, you can lift the elbow and pull the gun away from me. Okay? So if I cannot do forward, I cannot come from this side, let's try to think what happens if I go back, you see? And immediately, you see, the finger is trapped. To take the gun, it's easy now, okay? You feel? So when I do this, again, you see, he's still on a balance, he can kick. And that's why, for example, as a gun disarming, when I do this, immediately I kick to surprise him and to prevent his reaction. And gun disarming is not a simple thing as it looks. It's a big art with a lot of issues of, again, you have to calculate the field of fire, mechanism of the gun. You have to calculate situational awareness, what's going on. I take the gun away, and there's another terrorist over there. So what you doing if you don't know how to use the gun now? You must know how to use the gun, because otherwise you cannot do nothing with it. Okay? So when I took the gun away from you, there's another guy come from the other room. I have to know and to be able to shoot. So, but I have a malfunction anytime. So you need to know to clean the malfunction. And that's a very basic mechanic thing. But if you train only with a plastic gun, you can never do it. The best thing to train gun disarming is actually with a plastic gun and actually with a water gun. The first move is to make sure that the field of fire is not on you. So if you train with a plastic gun, with a water gun, when you move it, you're not getting wet. When you get wet, it means the guy just shot you. And that's a very simple equipment that don't cost a lot, and it's a very good to make your training very realistic. Now, the next realistic training is to take a gun that is a replica of a real gun. Make sure there is no need to fill it with gas or whatever and no bullets. The gun must be very safe. All we need to do is a very basic mechanical training that I'm giving you the gun. So actually, I have the gun on you, but you're very good and you're disarming my gun. But now, rule +1. I have another weapon, a secondary weapon, or my friend has a secondary weapon. Now you have to fix the malfunction. Please fix the malfunction. When I'm doing my 1 millimeter move to you, please doing the malfunction, fix it. I don't know. I don't know. You're doing the gun disarming this time. Okay. And that's the point that I want to put. If you don't train actually to fix malfunction and also to do it without looking, to be able to take magazine out, magazine in, clean, because mostly we'll get, mostly we get 3 malfunction. Malfunction number 1 is when the magazine is not all the way up. And then you have to tap and rock. And now you can move a bullet. The second malfunction is when the old shell stuck in the chamber and it's stuck out from here. So you have to smack it, just like this, and you can load again, or sometimes you need to give it a little bit shot from here, and then you fix the gun. And the worst is when you get a new bullet coming to the gun, and the old bullet didn't go out from here. So now you get actually malfunction number 3. And malfunction number 3, we must take the magazine. Now if you do a tactical one and you drop it to the floor, you are not in a tactical situation that you have another magazine in your pocket and you can put it in. So that's why once you take the magazine out, you have to hold it. You have to clean the gun from the old shell until it falls down and it's clean. You cannot watch, so you have to put a finger and put it in so you can do it. And now, don't forget also to load the gun again and shoot. So we do it again. Keep contact with the enemy. I'm an old enemy. I will attack very old and very slow. But that's how people actually died in a real fight. Did you load? Yes. Okay. After you put the magazine. Okay. And those mechanic things are things that are very important to do when you do gun disarming as well. Now, we do again the gun disarming. And when you have a gun, sometimes the gun has an outside hammer, sometimes it has inside hammer. If this is, for example, a Beretta 92, you can see that the barrel is exposed. Now, for example, in the Israeli police, we used to do gun disarming this way. 1, 2, and 3. But it's a deadly mistake. And take a look why. When I do this, 1, I do the second, And if you see, I hold the barrel, I don't hold the slide. So actually, you can do a shot, and it will load again. And it will load again. And it will load again. So by holding like this, I don't get the same control that, for example, I hold like this. If you shot now, it dropped the hammer on my finger because my finger stuck over here. I can also fight with you and drop your magazine out. By doing this, now you have only one bullet inside. If now we do a fight and there is a misfire, you already lost your bullet. Now I can start run away because you cannot shoot me anymore. I have the magazine and you have the gun, but to work it, you need the both, okay? So doing like this, even it's official technique of Israeli police, it's a mistake. The technique must be that your hand comes from up, and then you have the gun. And if you need, you can drop the magazine because your finger got to this point. And also, another situation, put your finger in. When you do this and you come over here, you have another hand. Just push your gun back and push it back to your, slowly. Rochester is not like this, you see? So again, I'm pushing, and see, you back the field of fire to me. Because now we're on the struggle. I'm doing this, and you're doing this. And I don't have enough power because I have only one finger. But if I do it like this, and you do it, you see? And that's the small details that making your gun disarming work or failed. I cannot show too much about gun disarming because we keep it. We never know who buys the DVD. It could be that the DVD will be bought by bad guys. That's why we do only seminars, and we monitor the students. We don't teach to anyone. That's another principle of Kapap. We teach only for the good guys. The bad guys, we don't accept them to the school. But those are small details that you must make sure when you do gun disarming. Now, when, for example, you move the gun and there is a misfire, do it. Many times, many people, just from this noise of moving the gun and the noise of the shot, they shrink. This gives them the time to react back and to take the gun away. And these things they need to also teach to your students. When you do gun disarming, you have to have a replica gun and shoot just behind them. Because once they are like this, you will see. We have a multiple training that we shoot not with a real gun, with a replica gun, but it made the same noise as a gun. And you will see that people shrink. And that's the thing, again, that will kill you. Because once you do it, the other guy will react again. So you need to get used to the shooting. That's why to do gun disarming, you must, it's a triangle. You must train gun use, gun retention, and gun disarming. And that's the three brotherhood, again, for doing properly gun training. Let's again just study a little bit what is to think logic. For example, now I'm in a situation and the guy say, hasta la vista, before you kill me, okay? Gun disarming must be performed as a magic. You must be able to take the gun away from him before he can react. And if you remember, immediately I go back to those drills when I have the gun in my hand. And let's say that I shoot you, you're not in the way, and another guy comes, I can go immediately, and I'm in kneeling position or standing position for shooting, and that's how it keeps going. How you connect shooting, point shooting, and all the Kapap principle of the triangle. This time, weapon, unarmed, combat condition, moving from one position to another position. Ground, stand, all three dimensions, forward, sides, back, must be trained. Different lights, dark, half dark, under flash. If you're a police officer, train with the police light in the night, because that's how you're going to train realistic in your training. And all of those training will make your training much more realistic. Okay, again, like you must train yourself in different situations. It could be on the ground, it could be on the mount, it could be on the guard. But this time, for example, you put me like this, and again, and that's why it's very important to study from traditional martial art. Traditional martial art will teach you the basics. Now, Israeli martial art only concept how to mold them together as a self-defense. But without the traditional martial art, there's no way you can perform self-defense. So this time I have the gun again with me. And let's say that you have no finger. I do this move again first. And again, I move my leg aside and do umpa, and which come actually from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I'm over here, knee, and take the gun, fix it, and I'm over here to control you. Okay? And that's another way to do gun disarming. The first thing, when you have a gun pointed to you, you have good news and bad news. The good news, the guy don't want to kill you. The bad news, you still have a gun. So again, I will try to have my hands over here, and I'm trying to see if the guy has at all a gun or he put a finger to me. It could be like the guy will retain the gun back, and put the finger to myself. And that's much difficult for me to see. That's why, for example, now put the gun, I need to see what end you have the gun. It's very important to me to start to gather information on real time. So I'm gathering the information, what end, because if the guy wants to kill me, I'm already gone. That's why I'm gathering now the information. What do you want? You want money? Take the money. We're gone. I'm safe. But now the guy wants to kidnap me, and I have to look for the timing. The timing can be any time that you can perform the gun disarming without killing yourself. Now, let's say that I'm talking to this side now to distract you to here. That way I'm going to turn here very fast. Now, many times people go like this, and they try to elbow immediately the guy. But if he will retain the gun and push me away, now I got a problem. He got a very nervous guy on you that you hit him, but he is holding the gun. If you want to hold him, to hit him, make sure you have the gun in your hand before you do anything to make him nervous. So when I turn, you see, and I smack him, or like this, I don't control the head of the snake. You see, he can move, he can shoot me. Now, if we fight now, start to fight with me. Try to take the gun back. You will lose, because you are not in a good position to the fight. When I do this, and I'm over here, if you start to fight, whenever you take me, you see, you will have to take me. But once I'm here, look, you see, once I'm controlling the gun, see, once I'm controlling the gun, mostly with my shoulder, see, a little bit on the shoulder, and you will give me the gun. Now again, I don't want still to go to technique. I just want to talk about any too deep motion. Even if you got deep, immediately do this. Because now you have the gun. You see, because I go again to the second element, 2 elements, 2 points, remember? So I go again to the same thing. So now I have the gun, and the guy might be very strong, but I'm over here. He was strong, because I got a good hold. He cannot be strong. But if I go too deep, and I do those macho things, but he's a macho too, and he fights back. In a gun disarming, you don't want to fight. You want to be a magician. You want that when the gun is here, immediately it's in your hand. Now, you're the boss. Okay? Now, many times when people assume they have a gun to themselves, they have 2 hands. Many times you don't. So when you think I'm moving, you say boom, okay? Boom. And this is a scooping technique. Scooping technique is the most simple and the most important to study. Just move a little bit. And take a look. The gun, you move it aside. Of course, you will move also yourself, but I'm not trying to exaggerate now moves and to teach you. I just want to see this move. I will move the gun. Don't need to help me. Okay, move this. Forward. Hit. like this hit, okay? So now hold the gun, and 1, 2, and immediately smack him on the philtron point. Break all his teeth. And many times, when I do, for example, gun disarming, there's another element. When you do this, you smack, give him a mask. And then I have a place to escape. And how long it will take you to get up now? Much more, because you're on the ground. And when I put him also on the ground, it takes him quarter of seconds to get up, quarter of seconds to get used to this hit, quarter of second, and that's the 2-3 seconds that I need to fix the gun back from the malfunction. And those are the small details that, first of all, you must understand, and understand the logic of the gun disarming before we even go to real technique of gun disarming. But for this DVD, I'll give you a tip, and I teach you scooping technique. So again, scooping technique is here, and you're having the gun. And again, what do I want? I want to create a gap immediately between me to him. I want immediately to have more time that it will take him to come back to me like I attacked him with the knife. I don't want you to stay close to me and keep grapple with me. Immediately create the gap by escaping or by moving aside.